Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be very fast here, but I'm going to tell you there are no board meeting minutes for $100,000 worth of a soccer field that Venus ISD has behind their football stadium. There are no board minutes authorizing the construction of an ag barn for $100,000. There are no board minutes, ladies and gentlemen, for purchasing an old railroad property right away for $31,000. There are no board minutes authorizing any of this. This is a complaint filed June 16th of 2010. Let's get into some other things. Picked up the latest copy of the Venus Vibe. This is the official newspaper of Venus High School. And if you will, please turn to page 7, where our mayor, Charlie Grimes, has a column right here. All right? The city was recently inspected and investigated by the TCEQ based on false allegations that the city was out of compliance of being environmentally stable. Now that's the city. I don't think Mr. Grimes knows what I have in my hand. This right here is in the city limits. This was where your primary school and your elementary school is located, ladies and gentlemen. This is a map and in a drawing showing it specifically where an old dump, an environmental dump, where they had hazardous toxic waste. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what your school is now, schools, plural, are now sitting next to. And he wants to say these were false accusations and false allegations. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a blueprint, obviously, okay? But this is a true and correct copy of what sits right next to your kids' playground and your kids' classrooms. So, it was in the city limits. TCEQ supposedly cleared the city of anything, but what's not being said was what was next to this place before they built a school. 2 schools, actually. So, the Venus Voice is going to start asking for a bunch more accountability from these city officials and the school board officials because they're crossbreeding. They're the school board running the city hall and vice versa. And that's going to stop. That's going to stop real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, there's one last thing I forgot to tell you about. The purchase of some of the land, $31,000 worth of land. Joe Russell, former school board member, he was defeated in May 2010. He served on the school board for 31 years before he was defeated. Well, the school district I didn't know you guys knew this. Now you know. They bought a piece of property, and lo and behold, 1.7 acres of land reportedly went to Joe Russell. Joe Russell was sitting in on the executive session. Joe Russell helped vote for that purchase of that property. And how did he end up with 1.7 acres of it? You tell me. Cleburne ISD had a financial monitor running their district for 18 months. It's looking very good that Venus ISD is going to be the very next place in Johnson County where the TEA needs to come in and clean house. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Joey Dobbin. I am with the Venus Voice. I publish that newspaper, and pretty soon we're going to start publishing a lot more. Visit us on the internet at thevenusvoice.com.